Hey boys, good morning. We're here with another part of Last Defenders. If you guys missed yesterday, the turn limited Cult of Pleasure ended on turn 126, and we started a new campaign, which is one of the remaining master campaigns from 2020. We have the still these campaigns and some house rules that we'll be doing over time. This one is no battle skills and no slants. So it's harder to get tougher and stronger units, so we have to be a little bit more careful. We've been playing for about 38 turns. Talk more about what's going on when we are in the game, when it's loaded. If you're wondering what this red text is on the screen, exclamation mark PVC 6, it's a Pyrrhic Victory count. Since we have no battle skills, so we might as well go for Pyrrhic Victory for the bloody trait, so Krogar gets extra health. After 5 Pyrrhic Victory, Krogar has gotten the trait which increased his health by 5%. There's a trait level 2 and 3 for another up to 20% health. Yoo-hoo! Hey guys. So what's been going on in this campaign? The usual Kino Beasts. We taken the province, fought some Skaven. This is always turning into like a spicy battle, especially since they buffed the minor Skaven factions. So we got the Kingdom Beasts, we got the Golden Tower after the Skaven fled and occupied. These guys ignored them, and they went around to attack the Slither host. We have went north and taken the Devil's Backbone, the big province here, the big prize of this part of the world, as gems, iron, and spices. And it's a 10-slot city as well. So we had to just only fight Skaven so far, the Clan Mordkin I think they called, and Silhost. Silhost actually was quite surprising. Surprise when the Empire is not at your doorstep with broken technologies and bonuses. And you actually have a raised dead pile of over 6,000 thanks to the Tomb Kings. The vampires can actually use their raised dead ability to actually gain advantage instead of just adding zombies to the army, so they lose by default. So the Silver Host surprised us. It was we almost actually got defeated. We had an event where we had -7 attack, and these units are seeing a minus attack, especially the Feral Bastillodon, who are poor attackers against anything that's not infantry. We had troubles fighting their large units, and Mortis Engine was causing even damage on this many large. So it was close. You can totally notice the differences when you don't have the battle skills in the performance of these units. We have an army full of dinosaurs. Why? Because I decided to go as a tier 3 building. The dinosaurs instead of going pterodons or the cavalry. Cavalry building just, nope, not happening. This one here makes sense because Krogar makes dinosaurs, feral dinosaurs, much better. They do lack leadership to be spammed, but Krogar gives them 10 leadership to the whole army, another 10 leadership to all dinosaurs, and 20 armor, which is a lot and already high armor. And we went with Blessing of Itzel, so we got an army of dinosaurs. It's not, this is not good. This is not good, but we just went it because it's fun. All these units should have been Saurus and not Bastillodons. This is not a good unit. It's a tier unit at best, and you get on tier 3. What do we have here? Kalroon redeemed. Watch Warhammer 3 announced on stream. You got it, man. You got it. Why do I have 2 of this open? Hold on. And we haven't even haven't seen it in some time. Okay, accepted. Just mute the game.
Death is like the winter chill. No door can keep it from us. And summer yet may bloom again, though ice be all upon us. My child, there is so much to tell you, but I have run out of time. The sacrifice I made was not enough. The dark gods still feed on our transgressions. Corruption. Obsession. Deceit. Rage. You must face these demons.
Chaos Cavalry gotta be one of the coolest looking units in the game. In Warhammer in general. She clearly has the image psychology, right? From Archeon. Hey, Gravy. This is my favorite part of the trailer. When it shows them up and smiles. It's almost like the CA showing fans. Well, it's coming later this year. Hopefully it's not gonna be the same week or month with Burning Crusade of World of Warcraft. Okay, where were we? Yeah. We can get a Saurus Scar Veteran, but it's a tier 4 hero. We get another Skin Chief. So far we have 2 heroes. We got the starting one, the Skin Priest of Heavens, that's Disciplined, which is quite nice. We'd have struggled more if he didn't have that one, since we are not allowed to use battle skills in this campaign. Our Skin Chief that we recruited is also Disciplined, which adds 4 leadership and 4 attack if you put him in the same army. And the Saurus do need this attack. The Saurus battle skill is really solid. They have almost armored. Their skill turns them into armored, and the attack is much needed for their high damage. The battle skill definitely turn Saurus into armored. Yeah, this year is gonna be awesome. Diablo 2 Resurrected, World of Warcraft Burning Crusade Classic, and Warhammer 3. But we are even getting an update to Warhammer 2 tomorrow, and they are working on a DLC and a final update before Warhammer 3. There is still stuff ahead. So we do want rebellions in this place. Tablet of Monuments. We should start doing this, because that building has lost value unless it's a bad climate, since they changed how the public order works. This +8 makes this building less relevant as the campaign progresses, especially with Krogar, because he gets +3 public order faction wide with his weapon. So far, we had one very good blessed unit, the Blessed Carnosaur. The Blessed Spawns, also known as Random Spawns. So we got Blessed Carnosaur as the first, which is really good, especially because we went with the Dino Flavor, since it's cheap at 20%. Because of the blessing. And the second one is okay. I would say between above average and good to get this unit as a second one, because you can rely this unit for support, but you know, this unit, the only bad thing about this unit, if you ask me, is the Pterodons exist. While it's not the same as a Pterodon, Pterodon has 10 dinos shooting, this one has 90, but Pterodons are much easier to use, and they will not be run over by the cavalry. Hey, Craven. Regarding diplomacy, we are allied with Teotihuacan, and we are trying to confederate them. In the meantime, they started the war with Karak-Zorn. There is no reason for them not to side with us. They actually like us, but this faction has always been a hard one to confederate. We are also very friendly with Khalida and Kotlibaras, who have lost the initial battle against the vampires and started fighting Skaven instead. Skaven, who are as usual just going out of control. Would be nice to destroy Clan Moors, attack Clan Moors before they take Karak-Zorn. The Clan Moors with Charnel Valley capital, what's it called, the Karak-Zorn and the Galbaras, this is the trifecta for economy. They don't have Karak-Zorn, but they could get it. This faction not being easy to confederate, I think should be a thing that gets fixed, because these guys only exist here to assist the last defenders, if you ask me. There should be an event leading into confederation here, and you get a first slan in, you know, the grand scheme of things. This is kind of like a missed opportunity here. Fighting him just feels wrong, because you are a Saurus and he's a slan, and you are supposed to obey the slans. But not all the lizardmen follow the same great plan. Some of them have the dissonance, and they have their own version of it. While this one are very friendly, and they still refuse to confederate. Could be due to a reason our military is not intimidating. Regarding the economy right now, we can actually get enough money to get a second army going. We should do some rebels here. We're probably gonna get 2 rebellions here while the corruption is going down. And while we're doing rebellions here, we just build up and see what we do next. The next is quite obvious. We should attack Clan Moors, attack them before they start a war with us. So surprise attack them. That would be the best thing to do right now. I feel like if these guys get a siege attacker here, they can destroy the city here. This is a big disadvantage here that can happen, and nothing we can do about it. So we just have to hope for the best. The rebels can actually attack the city in the same turn. Maybe we can't risk that, and we actually get a lord here, so this doesn't happen. Unfortunately, nobody humble. Humble is a good one to have in the reserve. Tough is fine for the emergency lords. So we're just gonna recruit this guy here to lower the chance of them immediately attacking the city, since city has almost no garrison. If they do, we would drop the city to tier 2, and then we would have to recapture the city back to tier 1. So we improve the odds here of that not happening. We're expecting them to be sieges. So we need to guarantee they don't attack the city immediately, because we won't be able to defend it. Now they might just be sieges, and Krogar is just one turn away. Regarding this thing here, we don't only want to improve public order, we are hoping to get 2 rebellions. 2 rebellions and then I go fight Clan Morse. We can actually get Croxigors for dynamite. And this is available in 4 turns. Everything is... we should definitely throw Croxigors with this. Their base stats are poor without some buffs. Lyman the War and the Rite of Ferocity, and then recruit them at +3 ranks. Kroger can actually recruit him even higher rank since he has Draft Master and Renowned Fear. So we should do it with Kroger instead, and they should just work move together. So we will not be disbanding this guy. We're not gonna be disbanding him. We can add just some skinks for the bloody battles. We can put this thing here. Corruption is going down, but it will be enough for 2 rebellions, I think. We'll be waiting for the Rite of Ferocity. This campaign, what's special about this campaign? We're not allowed to use bell skills or slants. Slants are pretty much the strongest lords the Lizardmen can have. Everything else just pales in comparison since they're wizards. Only the wizards can find arcane items outside special events or like treasures. And they provide the very crucial thing to the Lizardmen, which is healing, which is the only way they compare us to strongest melee factions in the game, like the Greenskins. So not having slants makes things more difficult, and not having battle skills, we can actually lose battles. Remember, we are in a state of the game where the Greenskins have surpassed Lizardmen in melee. Unless you have a well-developed slan with good healing. And even then, the Greenskins have just higher damage output, while the Lizardmen have higher toughness. This can actually help here. If it comes to that we have to fight Greenskins in this campaign, it will be ugly without battle skills. Other special thing about this campaign, we are not doing the regular objectives, the victory conditions, but instead we have a pretty simple goal of the campaign. It started with 10 provinces, so we have to control 10 provinces to consider the campaign finished. Of course, it's not the same as the victory screen, but the victory screens get quite tedious after doing a couple of times, especially doing something else. Look at this. You have to go arm and leg here, destroy factions, control 14 provinces, 8 victory settlements, and you have to wait for the Arcane. And this is they call short campaign victory. So it's clearly something is rotten with this. In my opinion, as I already said many times, short, long, ultimate, domination, or short, long, ultimate, domination, ultimate. There should be various stages of getting closure with the victory screen, and not this bizarre thing they've put here. The newer factions they're making in the game do have better victory conditions, but we're experimenting with this new thing where we need an amount of provinces to win. Currently 13. Viewers can add or remove the amount of provinces required for the goal. So if you guys want to see a longer Lizardmen campaign or shorter, totally up to you. I don't care either way. I'm fine with it. We'll have a couple of campaigns like this, see how it goes. Maybe we just keep it. Eventually, they might release an update where they fix the victory conditions, so we have closures at various stages. So we can decide, oh, this campaign can actually be short. We can finish it in like 1 or 2 days. And this campaign can go away at medium condition, we can play it for 4 days. Another campaign can be on long, you play it for 6 days. And not every time is the same thing, pretty much everything leads to the same amount of hours and effort put into it, because it's every time the same. It's very strange creating a sandbox environment and then creating victory condition like this. Very strange. Let's see this. I think we can put building oven available here, and we'll just wait for the frosty there. I'm hoping we get some Blessed Saurus warriors available so we can drop the Bastillons. Right now the plan is going to be stabilize Devil's Backbone, fight off 1 or 2 rebellions here. They're gonna be undead unfortunately, so we get only 1 battle each. And then sneak attack Clan Morse before they have a chance to take Karak Zorn. Regarding the slot here, what do we have here? Need a scrying pool for this technology. At least I'm gonna have a massive technology tree. It's preferable that you have 1 or 2 guys stealing research, otherwise you're not gonna see most of it. I feel like the infrastructure is quite balanced to the point when I feel like some people might find it lacking, because they get good amount of public order, good amount of growth, and good amount of money all at the same time. Not only excel at any one thing. The only thing that's a little kind of behind are the garrisons, since you know the melee kinda is poop, especially in garrisons. The garrisons are lacking, and we should have like scrying pools and sub chambers adding extra garrison units. If not, the max tier of the settlement should have more units as well. We kinda care about max tier here, right? There's no landmark here. These buildings are very expensive, but they're required to get things further. Not really the units, because you can't afford them at this stage, but economy stuff, post-battle loot and local income. And getting another skink priest for the campaign map is good. Too much growth and your economy won't be able to keep up with it, especially if you go early 2nd, 3rd army. Not enough growth, then you end up 60-70 turns trying to get tier 5. Even if you get a early tier 5 doesn't mean you can actually use what's unlocked. Unless you play a broken faction like Dark Elves. This faction, like the Dark Elves, they actually feels like there's a transition into mid-game, especially unit-wise. Yoo-hoo! They would have definitely attacked the city if I didn't get those two. It looks like just out of range, huh? Why does this guy can't keep up here? So Kroger has additional 18% movement range. Makes all the difference. So we miss the experience on dynamite. Look at the damage we're taking on the Bastillons. Did we get here? Banner with Eternal Flames, so fire attacks, huh? The free DLC load is about 24 hours from now. It's in about 26 hours. They usually release the new con at 4 PM. Hey, Romy. This guy will not be leading an army. Instead, he's probably just gonna be fighting in the emergency capacity. Coming here. So Kroger should be recruiting. Kroger can actually recruit Kroxigors for this guy, starting in 3 turns. We're actually having quite a bit of public order here due to our campaign skills. Should be removing this building all the previous turn. All the moment we capture the city, honestly. So you got 2 buildings available for the Temple of Rare Rat. One buffs the post-battle loot. This is the Cult of Sodek. The Reverence of the Old Ones buffs local income in the province, with also giving a Master Untainted. Only one gives us recruitment of a King Priest though. Because they separated the religion of the Lism in here. This building has to be built. This city is one of the safest location imaginable as a capital. So there's little reason to build this building. Worst case scenario, if a war starts with a potential invader that can attack this place, we can drop a building and build the walls. Hey Mayari. Definitely getting this Shrine of the Old Ones here. As for the second building, the reproductives are available. It's a very potent unit. Sauroskar Veteran is gonna wait way too long. We can get 2 of them by getting the spawning pool. So we're putting back the spawning pool, the underground spawning pool. From my experience, the Malons usually sticks to this side of the map, and we are separated by unknown seas. So there's no reason to be worried about Malus there. Because unless we make a contact going around, we might not even meet each other for a lot of turns. But it's a possibility, it's random of course. I'm not gonna build this building yet. This building is a really expensive tier 4. Really expensive. The rest of the money is good for other things right now. We have a good money considering we have 2 lords out. This faction has cheaper military, and we're also getting money from battles, but not gonna be battles for a few turns at least. We're also planning to go early second army. Since we have no battle skills, it's not really reliable to just go with 1. The Age of Discovery doesn't work unless you have a major port, Reficatio. You need a major port. The only major port here is his city. We don't have a major port. Unless they changed it, it's always been a major port, so you need a city like Al-Haik. And you meet the factions over the course of turns. It might mean, we never really exactly knew what it mean. We always thought it's a coastal city that's a provincial capital, but it could also just mean the tier 3 port. We can actually confirm it this campaign, so we don't have to guess. We also confirmed this campaign to remember that the bloody, to get the bloody, it required 5 Pyrrhic victories, which are easy to do if you don't have battle skills. Easier to do. So my guesstimate could be about 15 of them. We are gonna be building up Maharak and Libaras. We're gonna get a second army Kroxigors and we're gonna attack Clan Moors. That's the plan now.
Axmor ad Axor. Mercy.
85 growth right now here. Doesn't matter. Walker has declared war on Tehenoan. There's a chance of my confederate called Sodic. Pretty weak faction. There's rarely a situation where we see them thrive. We've seen last 3 under Lizard before, since they are at Gorok. One more is getting out of control now.
Clanmores!
Targeting their capital would be a big deal. What happens if you confed a lord and he has battle skills? We can use him, but we can't put any other battle skills into it. So we're not allowed to skill battle skills ourselves. We're not allowed to use Slans, so if we get Aztec, we are not allowed to use him. Same with Gran Pepe.
Zalzik litalsix la axazuzul. Alzeranka.
Compliant, huh? Compliant.
Aye. Let's hit.
It's a perfect time to declare more songs right now. Grandes Pepe not allowed. No slants. Let's have a look, are we gonna get another rebellion here? Two turns we can recruit rank 7 Croxy or so. We are past the point where this that unit is useful, that's why we disbanded it. That unit is useful only very early in the game. That's why it should be unlocked as a tier 2 unit. You could make this building, you know, just half of this on tier 2 with a feral Bastillodon, because this, you know, this unit being cheap available on tier 2, it makes sense. But on turn 14 above that unit, it makes no sense to use anymore. You have a fellow Steganov is just better. That unit has some of the worst offense in the game. We'll be waiting for the Rite of Ferocity and then we'll be attacking Clan Morse. Shame we are 2 turns off, would have been quite a surprise. Since we are killing 3800 per turn, we will upgrade this. This building will pay for itself eventually, just takes a long time. Because the exotic animals trade resource. Because the exotic animals you're producing currently from the first one is generating 120 per turn. Increases the tariffs a bit and potential long-term partnership, but it's bugged, so it's not growing. So you do get at least 120 per turn. Which means that this overpriced building eventually pays for itself. Just takes a long time. If you have trade early, this is good to get. If you don't get trade early, you always get this one instead. For your second unit, I feel. The product is just amazing on tier 4, and this is too expensive at tier 4. We're gonna keep this building here, so we're gonna build it. We have income right now. This is gonna cost us 2k. Croxigors are quite underwhelming without a bell skill, but with Dynamite having mid shield and Dealer in Debt, they are probably one of our best units to get at the mid game. What does blood do? Increases health. When we, say a Libo, this battle is gonna be bloody, it's gonna be a slaughter. Well, they actually have a trait for this: bloody, blood reveler, gored ranged. When you're taking massive amounts of casualties, you can increase the health of your lord and bonus leadership of your army against the vampires. The Ancient Stegadon is not supposed to be a range unit. It's the range attack on it. It's kind of like Arachnarok Spider. It will just work by itself. It's supposed to go into the lots of units and just stomp. The range works together with melee. While the Stegadon has an option of both melee and range, which makes it a better range unit.
Oh my god! Have you seen that shit? Holy shit! What the hell?
Thanks, Gary. Yeah, Bloody was 5 Pyrrhic victories. It could be 5 per a level of the trait, so 15 total, which is still a lot of work, as it's hard to get Pyrrhic victories with Legendary Lords. Okay, this is good. We are going to war with Skaven, hopefully before they take Karak Zorn. Clan Morse is our main enemy in this campaign. Clan Morse and Grimgor. They couldn't confederate Clan Ashen. Since the Lizardmen lack the range options, Stegadon is clearly a superior unit, because it can actually snipe units. Having a couple of Stegadons shoot something dangerous like a Chosen Halberdiers or the Finis Guard, anything in range, just makes the stomping easier when they get close. It's a long range, it's accurate, and it can snipe units when you have a couple of them. This is next turn now. It's a shame they went to war with Karak Zone. Khalida is actually doing decent, which will make our war with Clan Morse potentially easier. But since Khalida is at the border here, the Clan Morses probably have a big army waiting for them to attack, which is not convenient. We'll just get a random King Chief for some campaign actions. All the Elizabeth heroes should be built ready for battle, and the campaign should be just a sighting. But this one will just be random for some vision, because I want a better trait. Imagine we get a recruitment trait next turn. It could be the Ark scenario where we get the research doubled of Burmia, but just about to recruit. So we get this is better moment. Or spend 5k extra. Yeah, I think that's the complaint right now, Kaim. About that one. The guy who did it first. But, people always find something to complain, right? You know, I get in front of my computer, get a coffee, and about like check the news. You know, some not safe for work links people send me, some other links people send me. They think I'm gonna click, and there it was, set time. Just listen to these words carefully.
Tame, but by far the best benefit is that all of your armies will not suffer vigor reduction when on raiding stance, and since raiding is a great way of acquiring slaves, this is perfect for Rakaf.
Vigor and raiding by far the best part. Raiding good way to get slaves. It's like, I love it, man. I love it. It's like the games these people are playing is like they might have gotten different versions of the games. This is perspective, guys. So I'm like, you know, like I'm lurking sometimes on the Twitch here and watching some random people play the campaign. It's mind-blowing. It's like you just have to be around and listen to what some people are saying. You know, it's... Oh, look at this. This is third random spawn. Blessed Stegadon. This is one of the best. Oh, we got a free Sauruskar veteran. Maybe actually got a good trait. Or was that a Sauruskar veteran? Uh-huh. Here recruited Temple of Rare Rat. Why does it show me here? It's here, huh? Confident, huh? They're better traits than confident. Elizabeth don't need confident. So, you're fired. We're about to unlock. If we didn't, if we weren't building this building, we would have kept that guy. But since we are building this building to get 2 of handpicked, this will be better. Okay, we're making a move on the Skaven.
us of days that I parley with you.
The rating is missing a 0, and by 0 I don't really mean a 0. It's missing about 80%. It was 80% better, as in requires less movement and more debuffs, more money, more benefit. It would actually be good. About 80%, which means they can safely buff it by 60%, and people might actually start considering it. Instead of like, I'm gonna go raid their lands. And what you really mean, you're not going to raid them, you're going to actually attack their lands to take their shit. Because raiding is so situational and so lackluster that the usual way to do raiding is just to prevent attrition. The only reason. And in your head at the time, the 10% of the army might actually mean way more than it actually is. And I feel like for most players it is. Because losing 10% of the army when you have a well-oiled Legendary Lord army doesn't mean anything. So even in those cases it's questionable. It's mostly to fight the OCD of having a 100% army instead of walking with an army that's taking a little bit damage. You can use the Rite of Ferocity, which is the right Lizardmen use to recruit a new army. 20 turn cooldown makes it ideal, so you can always ready for the army. The other use for this is to get battle loot. When you have 2 or 3 armies fighting, this 25% will add up into even over 10,000, depending how much fighting is done, of course. It's 5 turns only, but ideal to recruit a new army. You get +2 recruit ranks for all units, local recruitment recovers +1. Lizardmen have technologies, commandment, campaign skills, which guarantee them to recruit veteran units, which are rank 7 or higher, and one of the big advantages with Lizardmen. Since they're a melee faction, having veteran units is critical. This is one of those factions which is gonna get real powerful again when they, if ever, they adjust the melee in this series. They used to be very powerful at the start of the game because the game was bugged. The legend difficulty, which used to lock your battle difficulty very hard, was bugged. So you would play on legendary and the battle difficulty would be normal. So very hard was normal and normal was hard. So it was reversed. So you would play basically a legendary campaign with no bonuses for the AI or actually penalties, because if you play lower. So the AI would actually not get any bonuses like 15% melee attack, 20% melee defense, 20% charge, 20% reload times, 10 leadership. And the Lizardmen would feel very powerful. Very powerful. The Lizardmen do have blessed units, which are some of the best units in the game, especially as they are getting buffed up, like the Blessed Horn ones. This unit, the amount of stats it has for a cavalry unit is absurd. Makes it one of the best, if not best, ground cavalry in the game. It's also the Horned ones being the highest damage output unit of the Lizardmen. Makes them even better when they're, you know, a blessed version. But this being a cavalry unit, it comes with the, you know, faults of being cavalry unit. Of, you know, cavalry units kind of being behind. The primary thing is going in for the charge bonus, and when you try to disengage, 10 guys might get killed. To name one of them. So you have to send them in, and they have to have stats to stay in, to slaughter everything. And this is one of the units that has the stats. This is an absolute destroyer in melee. Highest damage output of the Lizardmen is this unit here. Then you have like Blessed Temple Guards who have 12,000 health. 12,000 health. Elite of the elite. You have a Blessed Stegadon, which is never gets tired. You get Blessed Saurus Warriors who are very bulky and never get tired. Some of these are just poor, like this one here. Not sure why this one exists. Some of these are just solid, like the Blessed Carnosaur or the Blessed Terran Riders. and some of them don't even exist because they added units beyond this. My wish for the random spawnings, how we call them, because it's all random. Blizzardmen don't do anything random. If Blizzardmen are going to war, they're going to hatch, get specific units, and they're gonna go those units to use them in the war. So currently the random spawnings are too random. You get a mission, it's random, and you know, you might do a campaign, not get a single blessed horn once. So I wish, my wish for the random spawning is we get a unique resource for the Lizardmen, and then you pick a unit, and that unit has a resource cost. You can add a couple of buffs. There's no negatives whatsoever, just positives. It should be probably like Clan Molder mutation, except it's impossible to go negative, and it's very rare, very expensive. As in, if you want to create like the most absurd thing, you can only create like a half a dozen in the campaign. So this resource should be extremely rare. There should be a way to get it, you know, going on like you know, out of your way to get it, and it should create powerful units. Because the blessed spawnings are supposed to be powerful units, not random units. So have a really unique resource. Could open another interface here, and you then basically craft a unit and put it into this pool, and then you get it. You could make it like extra powerful and you get only one copy, or you could make it you know, just powerful and get like 2 or 3 copies. And this resource should be really hard to acquire. And you can pick any fucking unit in the roster, any, and just create it. And that should be blessed spawns, not random spawns, which are dubbed right now because it's all random. All random. Last It's a campaign, I think we got 3 times blessed skin skirmishers. 3 times. Some of these units are powerful, some of these units are poop, and they're fun, powerful units, and this should be one of the main strengths of the Lizardmen. Right now, you know, you could get lucky, you can get a whole army of blessed units, or you can just get pooped for the rest of the campaign. So this is one of the things that should be changed, and the Geomantic Web. Geomantic Web is boring. Nothing exciting. It just gives you stronger commandments, which is, by the time you unlock this, it's irrelevant. Got Sarma level 19, one more on Immortality. So what do we have on him? Wind Blast, Curse of Midnight Wind, Comet. Due to the limited power, we have situational. You know, they go for big damage. This is random damage. Should not be considered, because you can always get a situation for this or this. Sometimes you're just gonna cast for the lols. If it's upgraded, it's fine. And the Grinder. We still need 3 ranks for the Stegadon. Regarding his spells, I guess I'll just upgrade the Curse of Midnight Wind so it's cheaper to cast. Saves power. Upgrading spells basically gives you more power. And you can cast them more often. The Kai was actually quite unique when he got the list, if you ask me, because it was just bad. And putting a Lizardman in such a situation where they're just worse was unique. Unique enough for this guy to exist. Without that mediocre technology tree and just having a real rough start until we get things going, it was unique. Ever since, you know, they buffed the greenskins, this just looks fucking terrible. You can justify it, you know, you can justify the Ice Troll spam. Just make the Ice Troll spam, we never battle. Yeah, that's a, you know, very fun campaign. Like, as you know, this is the whole campaign. Spam Croxigors, spam Ice Trolls, the campaign. Speaking of Rakard being in Albion, guys, you know what this means? This means that our Norska factions have another neighbor. that might go deep into Norska. You know, because Norse campaign was so easy so far that they needed more competition for those shit lands. How many can we recruit here? 5? 6? I guess we spent 2 turns here. I think 7 croxing or so. At least they have toughness.
Libaris shall rise again.
Well, Strontium, somebody actually said to something like this to me today. I'm gonna put in a march stance for another point towards Taskmaster. Ever since Taskmaster got buffed, you should want to unlock it as soon as possible. 10 turns in a march stance. Used to be 3% each. Let's see. More movement range is good. Hoping we attack. They actually taking a settlement here. We kind of have to go to war with Clan Morse. It could get ugly here though. They could outnumber us quite a bit, but we're sending 2 armies. We have the initiative here, and that's all that matters. One humble lord is good to have, because once you recruit a lord, you pay for its recruitment cost, and you can just disband him, send back to this pool. He's all gonna be available. Once per turn, you recruit a lord in the province, which means if you're gonna be recruiting heroes, you're gonna recruit that lord, which is not gonna cost you recruitment cost anymore. You're gonna recruit a hero for +2 ranks, and you disband him. We don't have the money for this though right now. So having one humble lord for this is good. So you always get 2 extra ranks. It's like they knew we were about to attack them. We lost the initiative here. The ambush is what makes them scary now.
Oh my god! Have you seen that shit? Holy shit! What the hell?
Yeah, we lost all initiative here. Their mechanics need rework, Scottish. The geomantic, the poop web, and the random spawns. We talked about this all in depth. I think I made a what's it called, the Jibber Jabber episode on the Lizardman. This is gonna get ugly here now. You get ambush, you might easily lose this. They can easily have 4 armies here.
What? Tahalisik parsar shini, tarsar sote. Etarshuno ankani. Chimnikar. Ataksan. Skikubar slazu. Sotek sili.
Very close to the Confederation. Very close. The Lizardmen as the AI is one of the worst factions in the game, so I don't consider Lizardmen being a strong faction. But in the player hands, anything can be strong, but overall, the Lizardmen are far from the strongest factions. Ever since above the Greenskins, they're not even like top melee contender. They're there, but they've been surpassed. The only reason why they're still there, the units have toughness and they have access to healing. But the damage output, the Greenskins have surpassed them. There's a potentially big battle here. You guys love big battles, right? The fact the AI gets free veteran units without any effort makes melee worse in the game. And range makes range broken. You see this shit here? This guarantees he wins every single auto-resolve battle when ambushing. Guarantees.
Against council orders.
Good thing we don't have infantry.
Sotek habjazu kiku.
Okay, we confederated the Henwen.
Kahenawin sikal.
The Henwen is nice to confederate because of pluck of Sotek. Honestly, I'm not really experienced with this lore and faction. We played it just a little under release. But this is the reason why you want to confederate the Henwen, because of +3 public order to all provinces. So the AI has picked a Horned One, Thick Skin and a Blade Master on a Wizard Lord. And a Bonded Service. Where is the respect button? Where is the respect fucking button when we confederate this lord? Is it so? It's rocket science, guys. It's like they need to hire one of the guys from Elon. Elon, send one guy to help CA. You have too many guys already. So, Chosen of the Serpent God gives physical resistance for the skins in his army and leadership against the Skaven, and also Untainted. He does likes a lot of Untainted. Not useful here. What do we have in this area anyways? We are in a, looks like poop situation here. The city is built up though. Everything except the wall, of course. We'll drop this. We actually can keep this too. This is not gonna last. Who did we meet here? Wardens of the Living Pools. Who are these? Another bugged faction, a slum leader, and they talk like Saurus.
Bring fire and terror.
This looks bad. They're gonna attack immediately.
You prophesize my death, reptile, but it is I am the master. Do not order me.
It's so close. We can declare war on Clan faster and let him join that war. Or Clan Pestilence is in better.
The age of the rat is here.
We have to do this. This also makes our relations to the area better with other people. Oh no, Gora got the aggressive and dissonance.
The Kraken Lord comes, and all you may do with no mercy.
Nice. Diplomacy, boys. Diplomacy, right? They tried to fuck it up, but we still work it.
Captain of
This guy is already at war with everybody.
Sacrifices to Mathlan.
It's most likely gonna attack us anyways, because he targeting those settlements. But this will help a bit. At least it will put a conflict between him and the Glum Pestilence. Glum Pestilence seems to be getting attacked by Itza as well. He's probably going to attack us before the other guys. No arguing, no agreement, only death. Gorok, the most terrifying neighbor early in the game of plebs. Confederation penalty is gonna be a little bit too high to do any other diplomacy. So what do we get from this confederation? We get a cunning skink chief. A cunning skink chief. What a nice copy pasta. A blanking changes, right? What's next? Determined Vampire Lord? Oh shit, it already exists. This. That's the guy we use for spying, right? We actually got a slan from the Hanuan. Perceptive skink priest, that's not bad for the campaign. But he's on the other side of the map. We cannot stay in Lastria. We don't have the money for it. Oh my god, he has a blessed Stegadon. No! God damn, I'm not going to spend the blessed Stegadon. Can we just mail it? Mail it to the other jungle, just put in a box and mail it? It sucks. Confederate the Hanan gives us the Hanan, which gives us public order and gives us some economic boost, but it weakens the order position in Lastria. He does have very good stuff to Confederate. It's like having this and having this makes him a high value Confederate target. Oh man, why you cut me so, game? We're gonna just get all the money out of this that we can. 4,800, it's a lot. 3,600, 2,400, 3,600, and 2,400. I changed my mind regarding this. We're actually just gonna keep this one. This one is cheap, so it doesn't need to be removed. We remove this, dismantling, we get 60% of the value of the building. It should give us a massive economic boost, and then we'll try to fortify it. This one is too expensive to keep because the garrison has to replenish. So it's not guaranteed, we have to remove it to get the money. Play it safe. We can recruit one skink priest and one skink chief. But the traits are bad. I'm a little bit OCD about having a good trait, even it doesn't really matter in the long term, but you know, I just refuse to just go with it, the system, the random system they created. Because I like the idea of having every lizardman hero that you created be you know, ready for an army. We can't do anything in this. They're just gonna click, 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 click. They're gonna ambush and murder everything here. This is a suicide, and we have to take a risk. Ambush defense chance plus 50%. I guess the Astromancy is our best bet. We'll eliminate their chance to ambush. Since we have to work together with her, we'll give her a defensive alliance.
My venom. There is indeed.
Which means we can work, coordinate, and replenish her territory.
Not enough warpstone.
The chameleon skins are pretty against the warfire throwers. So is the cavalry. Not available right now though. I have to go Astromancy because if they ambush us, we might be dead here. This unit, with this experience alone, makes it a pain in the ass to beat them. And when you're outnumbered with a mix of this, you know, you could magic your way killing 3,000 raids easily. But where they're mixed with potent range units, it's a problem. Especially with outnumbered.
No, blame you.
We're going to hope that Khalid actually helps here. Because this is too much to face now. We lost the initiative here. There still might be a small chance we get ambushed. We could also deploy an ambush hoping we stay hidden in the attack, but there's a high chance they're gonna ambush in the first place, so we lose our reinforcements from the ally. So Astromancy feels like the only thing to do here. And eyeball here until somebody makes a bad move or somebody gets lucky. Because we can't just go through this. It's a suicide. Hoping if they keep all the military here, they'll lose in the other areas. But this being Skaven, which are very strong against other factions, it's unlikely. If this was Grimgor keeping 3 armies here, they would have lost in every other area. But this being Skaven, just one army ambushing is enough for them to win wars.
No, I blame you. Not enough warpstone.
If I put them in range like that, Toby, they will not attack. I'm hoping they take the bait of Astromancy and we don't get ambushed. This hero is blocking a good position though.
Nordwell says no.
This is terrifying at this stage. They're most likely going to destroy Khalida in an ambush and disengage. There better not be an ambush. Ho ho ho! Astromancy stance, guys. What is this? It actually works. Imagine this got ambush. We get fucked. But I lowered their ambush chance by 50%. Okay, my mouth is all the throat just so dry right now. I need to get the drink first. Just give me, guys, a few minutes. I'll give you an open prediction for this. This one got actually removed. Ah, damn. So we're opening a prediction here. Predict outcome of this battle. We have blue, decisive or heroic victory, and we have red, close or pyrrhic victory or defeat. We have an army with Khalida here, with chariots and 1 unit of artillery. This is a lot of nasty weapon teams here. One of them is enforcing the Astromancy stance. Is the reason we didn't get ambush here. I think it completely removed their chance to ambush here. They might have not had any extra ambush, or it was way too low for ambush. I'm just gonna get a drink before we start this. 3 minutes. I'm here. Another thing I forgot to mention, if you guys might not realize, this battle is 2 versus 1. What does this mean? This means we are fielding close to 40 units, plus another 20 units of our ally, against 40 units of Reds with 20 units reinforcing. So this is 2 versus 1, which means we have 3 armies versus 2 of their armies. We do not have battle skills, so these units are less stompy, but Felstegrans are pretty against Reds in Krogar's army, because they are next to unbreakable and they have extra 20 armor. Since the rest have mostly infantry, there's gonna be a lot of stomping here. We need this clean battle and hoping they don't have a big wall in the city. Clan Morses are our main enemy in the early game. So there's 1 Globadiers and 2 Gut Runners in the Third Army. Third Army is marching. Oh boy. Hopefully Khalida doesn't go beyond the middle. It's gonna be more difficult to reach their warfire throwers. This is actually bad because of the warfire throwers. They might just all pile them. There are 4 rattling guns which counter large. So only the Third Army is marching. Quick has a unit of slingers and a unit of warfighting cannon. This 4 rattling guns is the only thing I'm worried about. Let's see what happens. This is looking ugly. It's hard to say what's gonna happen because when was the last time we played without battle skills against massive veteran units? Could be still rats, but you see what happened against those vampire counts when you had low vigor and no battle skills. Okay, Khalida actually is behind us. The Kings have, in Astroman's stance have Vanguard. Predictions have ended. Let's see what the people have said. 80,000 shekels with 25% of people voting decisive or heroic victory. And 202,000 shekels and 75% people voting on close, Pyrrhic or defeat. That's a good payout for either side. These odds make sense, guys. You're getting smarter, guys, with these predictions. This is like, you're getting smarter. If the guys were going for the blue are gambling here, but unpredictable shit can happen. This is, you know, we're talking about spaghetti code. Have you guys seen that battle where our reinforcements got stuck in a corner? We nearly lost. So, you know, you never know what can happen. Our army has a massive toughness, but they do have some counter units. If Khalida actually stays on this side, those weapon teams won't be much advantage. We don't have Grimlock on Krogar yet, but we were close. Hopefully our ally will not cross the this other side. We are the ones getting attacked here. If they do, it's gonna get ugly. Let's see if one of these kings can eat the cannon shots. The swapping cannons can kill 2 units here otherwise. Yes, King Roman, in about 25 hours they're releasing a new faction. Okay, good, good. We can eat the shots here. It's good to sacrifice a unit of Skik hordes to eat the Warplaning Cannon's shots. Those things are deadly. We have extra 20 power here, which can make the difference. We are reinforcing, so we didn't get the magical reserves power. So that plus 15 doesn't work here. The chariots are going in, that's not good. The students are weak to chariots, but there are way too many of them. They just missed the charge. We need to smack their leader before they get too many of them. Those rattling guns in the back have me worried the most. Mostly clan rats in the first army. Stegadons have a nice time with these units. You know that we are fighting a lot of reds when it's lagging. And if only we had some explosions so that the magic here. Skoxigors are getting killed. That crushed morale, man. That fucking crushed it. We need to gang up on quick. He's doing damage here. We need to try to get this one around. There's those guys there that are causing trouble. Wig is way too good at fighting in a duel. think there are 3 lords fighting here.
They flee! We run!
They're almost enough to terrify this whole crowd. There's a whole army coming from the other side though. We need Carnosaur on the rattling guns. Lita is doing very good here. She's barely taking any damage. Reds are fleeing on the other side. Let's send things to the other side here. Let's see if we can just get rid of these shooters. Quick is getting pummeled there. Terrified now. Yeah, those comets caused a lot of damage. Oh, we got quick down. And both our guys are fine. Now we can actually chase because we actually have a fast army. This army can totally chase because the Croxigors. The King did over 78,000 damage. This 3 can go back into reserve. We don't want to lose 3 units. Skins can all can move forward. They have their army on the run, which if we just chase them on the field, meaning we'll kill less of them, but we can trigger army losses early for a bigger next battle. Which is both a good and a bad thing. We're happy with both situations. This could be enough for the push, because Khalida has armies as well. There's one advantage of having a fast army. We can just constantly push enemy into a bad spot. Especially if they have range. A lot of weapon teams coming here. I'm gonna make sure the rattling guns are not shooting anything important. I will probably trigger army losses here because the whole army is on the run. Which means we're not gonna kill that many of them. But the second half of the army is tricky because they're mostly range. Remember, they sent 3 armies, which means they're how they're gonna work. It's gonna send all the units that are on the left side of every army first, which means it's gonna be a highly imbalanced melee army for most situations. This king's actually gonna kill these guys here. Haven't killed the cannons. A couple of guys still alive, too many. Looks like army losses. But once we broke their melee, the range just got run off the battlefield, which means they haven't killed a lot of them. This is most likely a heroic victory here. By my experience in the game of tens of thousands of hours, this is, I would declare this a heroic victory. The game says close victory. And what is this here? Close victory or heroic victory? What do you guys think? This is clearly a heroic victory. The victory result's been bugged ever since they released Plutonium. Good for predictions because it's unpredictable. 6,000 bad loot. Khalida has barely taken any damage, new flavor. This is clearly a heroic victory. Even the balance of power supported. Most of our casualty has came from warp lightning cannons 231. And we have lost 516 total. Yeah, Khalida sending chariots in forced us to go in as well. It's not ideal, but it turned out fine. I'm gonna go for replenishment here because we might just need to go after the enemy. We are in allied territory, so we'll be getting replenished at the start of turn as well. The clear MVP of the fight is Sarma. Have inflicted 78,000 damage. Those comets totally routed their infantry. Stegadons did a good job. They bully stuff like this. They really need just imagine if Quick had an additional warp lightning cannon and the army reinforcing actually got warfire throwers before the other stuff. This is a big change in the war, boys. Clan Morse is kind of fucked now. It all taken one massive engagement here, where we taken the risk and it paid off. Sometimes this is all legendary is in the early game. One big risk like this, when you're facing a powerful faction. If it was a risk, having eliminated their ambush chance and allied with Khalida, or calculated, it's up to you. The only RNG here was Quick moving in. He could have waited there for a while. Unlock the Blessed Stegadon. We got a bunch of money because dismantled the Lastrian regions. And we're gonna move in to help Karak Zorn clear the mountains here. Karak Ord might be fortified. Let's see. It is not fortified, so they just have standard garrison here. Another army could come from the other side. I'm going to send dynamite to clear the mountains here. They might fortify one of them, so it might be close. But if they send an army from the left side, they could just destroy these two in a single turn. We can transfer some of these Croxigors to dynamite. I can see the stance has its uses, but we were in a situation which is rare, just because the Skaven are so terrifying when they roll. Probably had under 10% chance to ambush there, so it was still down to a small RNG. So Grimlock is in 2 levels and Honored Elder is in 4. We got the important stuff in blue, campaign skills, faster stabilization of provinces, and the good stuff, upkeep reduction, lightning strike, upkeep reduction, movement, and all the other good stuff, ranks, veteran armies, and so. This campaign, we're not allowed to skill battle skills, it's one of the rules. The most important stat the Krogar need here is defense and attack. He's a specialized anti-large fighter, that's why you can see 42 anti-large is massive. But against infantry, he might miss quite a bit, especially if he gets tired. This area here, there is poop, and so you have only armor and attack. This skills is outdated, and this skill should not exist on Legend Lords, especially on Legend Lord like Krogdar, who has 102 leadership. This 12 leadership will do nothing. There's definitely some heroes where leadership skill makes sense, but not on a legendary lord. Not with maximum replenishment with blue 3, no. The Elizabeth have very good replenishment. They have access to a hero which provides up to 20% replenishment. 8-12, is it 8, starting 8-11, then you get, I mean, you get a bunch of replenishment, up to 20%, depending what rank. And they have pretty common followers, since they lack followers. You get the follower replenishment, which you're even going to remove after some time. The Greenskins have okay battle skills, campaign skills, but are you gonna go with some of the lords, like Legend Lords? It's up to you. It depends how fast you want to unlock a second and third army. I think on Azak I just have enough to get the good stuff with campaign skills. There's also a replenishment tech as well. These skills are totally up to you. All your armies get leadership against these factions, and Krogar gets attack himself personally, and his army gets damage. So if you think you're going to need a damage and leadership facing these enemies and Krogar getting more attack, it's you know, worth to be considered. If Greenskins get out of control, this one is probably recommended. The rest of them, you don't need the rest of them, really. Because the Greenskins will fight in the same manner you're gonna be fighting, and you want to get this edge. Most other factions will not be able to face you in melee, so I mean, it's probably gonna be overkill. But if you don't decide not to pick one side of the skill tree, you can specialize a couple of these on the top. Yeah, that will be overpowered. That will be overpowered if we gave 10 attack to the whole army. 10% damage is already solid. Everybody getting more leadership and fighting against this faction is solid as well for garrisons. I feel like skills like this would be way better if it was like 50% of this but applied to the whole faction. Would actually be, you know, quite unique. I would like to, you know, this to be like 5, 4, 5, but applies to the whole faction. Like this is just, you know, a bunch of clutter on the skill tree. You're gonna bully the beastmen, so garrisons don't need extra leadership against the beastmen. The Skaven already suck in melee against the lizardmen, so unless you're outnumbered with bells, you shouldn't be fighting. So the Dark Elves gonna get slaughtered in melee. Greenskins, they're actually a threat in melee. So if you're gonna be facing them their stage when they get tier 4 or higher, this is good to get. Dwarves get stomped by large units. Chaos, Kekwi, and Purge the Mankind, you don't even have to fight them. They do also get kind of stomped in melee as well. So this one is probably the only one that's worth considering if you're gonna fight a Master Lizardman. Each one of these buffs do help, but do you want to put a skill point? It's totally up to you. If you don't have the battle skills, this actually might be good. So it's worth considering for our campaign. I'm gonna be unlocking Swift of Itzel next with Grimlock and Honored Elder. Going armor and attack. You can totally see in the future these skill here cost only 1 point each. These are the weakest skills on any lord. Even if these skills make a lord better to what it already is, it's like buffing a whole army, you're getting campaign effects, just you know, the bigger picture. Instead of making a single guy better. So it's just you know, since AI gets bonus experience 500 per turn and turns their units into stronger melee and other variations, skills have become bad flavor. But it's fun flavor, right?
For you, Dark Talk.
I'm gonna go aggro here. It's a little bit risky, but this is the way to push on Clan Wars now. We do have the technologies of Saurus, which are pretty good. 5 attack, 5 defense, 10% weapon strength. There's also upkeep and armor. Saurus have excellent technologies. Should be like a gold standard for buffing units, especially melee ones. We got the movement here. This one kinda takes forever. But unlocks the other stuff. And this King Priest stealing research. Yeah, on 5 victories we got a bloody King Roman. What do you usually get in Krog in the late game? Whatever you desire, really. But the best thing would be, you know, I feel like Blessed Saurus Warriors. Some Blessed Carnosaurs and the Saurians. if the economy is not the limit or the blessed units. Go for a big big line of stompiness. It kind of gets weird when you mix up the range. You could mix up the range as well, but I would just go crush army, which makes having 5% more speed to be considered as an early option. Now, units like the Saurus and the Horned ones do more damage than dinosaurs. Dinosaurs stagger each other and they don't have as much damage, they're just harder to kill. Krogar doesn't have healing, so going full dinosaurs don't make no sense. You're actually gonna kill enemies faster if you have like 6-8 Saurus. And that's gonna be dirt cheap on Krogar, so it's economic boost. So it means second and third army can come sooner and stronger. And Krogar has 50% cheaper Saurus, and they can get more upkeep production, so makes these units very cheap. Means you get second and third army, they can stomp sooner. Having lords having economic things with solid units is usually better than just trying to get, you know, the most powerful army possible. The problem is with the dinosaurs, which I feel like a lot of people don't realize, the friendly stagger when they're too close to each other. It's a lot of disruption and just tossing around enemy, and it's also two fellow Stegadons in the same area can outperform 3. Yeah, you could always be careful to position them properly. So mixing Saurus infantry or Temple Guards infantry with dinosaurs is the most optimal, because these are bodies that have million mass, and try put 10 of them in the same pile. Almost stun locking the enemy, but they're gonna also stagger each other and do very little damage. And they're gonna struggle against large as well. Large units get surrounded even by a non-anti and large infantry will get killed fast in the dino hitting it, unless it's a Carnosaur or the Dreadsaurian. The dinosaurs are made to fight with infantry together, and to fight in a radius without another dinosaur adjacent to it for the max efficiency. Why we stake them? Because it's fun, but it's not efficient. You remember that first Grim campaign we did before they revoked the greenskins, when he was getting tossed around but not taking any damage? Well, this got changed a bit, but still, the Saurus will not be tossing people around, they'll be killing people. I find the regional Saurus be a more fun grinder than getting an extra dinosaur. You can also cripple your army if you get away even your head where the enemy has spammed the army or 2 of anti-large. Remember, they can get rank 7 units, which make your units struggle. You don't have a VA buff like the greenskins have, perfection-wide physical resistance. Hey, Rock. We'll try to actually get some basic stuff here, but I think we can keep it. But it doesn't hurt to try. We dismantle the city to get the money, and we'll get some basic stuff here like income growth and wall. Fun is better than efficient anyways. I like efficiency, find fun in the efficiency. So that's totally subjective. Because if we get in a serious battle, you know, making a wrecking ball of minotaurs or a wrecking ball of dinosaurs, it's just gonna lose you the battle. Losing is not fun. The army still has to be capable of defeating another army properly. Imbalanced armies doesn't mean they're overpowered, they're just imbalanced. Like spamming dinosaurs or that can't shoot, or spamming gun knights with the Empire, which can get overrun by fast units or bad terrain. Doesn't mean we won't do it. It's fun, but you know, it's still gonna be a balanced army. I'm always a fan of a more versatile army, more versatile Doomstack that can handle anything. It's much nicer when you have a Dread Saurian that has a room to move, room to attack, so you can actually see the actual strength of Dread Saurian instead of getting staggered by friendlies because you have too many of them. Just looks bad as well. You think the devs have tested the performance of dinosaurs when they're adjacent to another 2-3 dinosaurs? It's just a lot of pep and meltdown on both sides, and it looks bad as well. We need to send an army here, otherwise they're gonna ambush and kill them all. Let's actually see what's here first. Okay, we're good here. We have to go aggro here, otherwise our allies can just poof both armies and like nothing happened. They didn't attack Karacord. Maybe another army in there. What do we have here?
My throng stands.
We just had to go quality there. Looks like we're gonna attack a lot of tension in Lastria. Hopefully the Elysium will not declare war on us because of Confederation. It's a possibility though. The clan also lost military right now, but they managed to even expand further. What the fuck?
Soon.
Fuck off, quick. Quick is just the right example of how a scary faction should be. I don't care about these lands because they are a bad terrain and Karakzon is still alive, so we'll just dismantle it and move forward. The Legion of Penance is quite strong to put on Krogar, so we're gonna put on Krogar. Regarding public order, astronomer. Can we put astronomer on as king priest? Followers are quite bad on the heroes of the lizardmen. They're missing like 3 or 4 followers, if you ask me. Can't even put the Great Plan Archivist on a chief, which is could you benefit the most out of it. It still helps with some sight when the army moves around. I think the Ratspon Segrev is okay on Dynamite. 73 leadership, yeah, that's a little bit feral. Hopefully they don't go around. And this place might not get what we need here. Because we can totally beat their army if they get here. They're relying on auto-resolve with bad units. The city could generate some profits if we can hold it for a bit. They're going with the early second army, which is straining on the economy. Take Karak Orud. Shame it's under tier 5, but it's close, I feel. You know, make sure this army is just gonna get destroyed here. If you click on a faction and you click on the camera settings, you get the order. And you can see that Clan Morse attacks first. Which means ambush, ambush, click, click, dead, dead. Skaven is overpowered in attack. For the player is the absurd, for the AI is very powerful. Because the Skaven are very early in the order of return, makes them very strong. One of the reasons they're so strong. And if they succeed in ambush, they just win by default. It rarely is they ambush and they don't win. The only thing the army has to have is a couple of weapon teams to guarantee they win an ambush battle in auto-resolve. What a shocker, huh? This what you just witnessed there is the reason why this Skaven is very strong in the campaign.
Fuck you.
This is because of the Confederation penalty. These guys will always like us. If an enemy has a high rank ranged army, it will counter the balance of power a bit, or the weapon teams. But ambushing with range is one-sided on the balance of power, so usually the Skaven will just win by default. AI versus AI interactions, right? So listen, there's another second army here. It is actually very interesting. I was worried there might be another one here. Might be recruiting in the Lost Plateau. This changes things.
Quick.
Rank 13, 11 settlements. Karak Orud is their capital. They're taking Galbaras, it's bad.
Honor to your ancestors. Nope. You may speak before my...
It's unlikely that this is Clan Vulcan. Because Quick tends to take Galbaras. Galbaras is a very powerful city for Skaven. Only thing the King needs Karakorud, Karakzorn, and Galbaras, and he's a superpower. With a decent chance to confederate Clan Ashen or be confederate by Clan Ashen, which turns this part of the map into a Skaven shithole. Which there is Skaven everywhere. There's factions that intervene with this, that balance this area, like the minor factions around Quick, Khalida, and sometimes they group up together or work together or work with other minor factions in the area against Quick. Same in Clan Ashen area. And then you have a potential big superpower greenskins, and dwarves just struggle unless they get lucky because everybody else is killing each other. Until they unlock organ guns, and then they get the edge again. So this area is turned out quite spicy. It's very good. It used to be pretty one-sided. The fact that there's a third factor with lots of minor factions in between, it's great. The only bad thing in this part of the world, if you ask me, are the Tomb Kings. Tomb Kings should be a little bit better. And of course, the Lizardmen as the AI have been bad since the start. So just making the Tomb Kings a little bit better and fixing the AI Lizardmen once for the first time would make this area even better, if you ask me. We need a situation where the last defenders can actually win without them getting lucky with other minor factions bothering Quick or the Greenskins. Or the Quick having bad RNG because he's not first in the order of turns once he move the army in. Because this is the only time they lose. The fact they can confederate and last defenders can't makes it one-sided. So last defenders are pretty much a minor faction in this area. With very, very weak potential. This doesn't mean they never really succeed. They succeed because of RNG. But currently everything is stacked for the Skaven. And then for the Greenskins. Dwarves have fallen a little bit behind, but they're definitely the third major power in the area. The lack of range units Biscuit Butt means bad auto-resolve. They have to unlock tier 4 units to get that edge. If they don't unlock tier 4 units like Reproductiles or some other range, they just lose. They can't win ambush battles at all. And this Lizardmen are supposed to be masters at fighting Skaven ambushes. Like it's hopeless for the Skaven to ambush Lizardmen, and it doesn't reflect it well with AI versus AI. So Tomb Kings get a little bit buff, and Lizardmen getting fixed as the AI versus AI, as in a little bit better. They should not be ahead of the Skaven, but they should not just be stomped. Because the Skaven is still outnumbered them. So basically, I feel like the last defense in this area should be something that's closer to Greenskins, but not stronger than Tomb Kings, because they still get outnumbered. There is always RNG that the Lizardmen will work together with Tomb Kings against the Skaven, like you see in this campaign. Early war ended fast with Khalida and Silver House, means we have access to Lamia, Devil's Backbone, which gives us a strong province, meaning we don't have to fight Khalida. Khalida was warring Lanmors before, which makes our ideal ally to work together with us against Skaven. This sometimes happens between the AI, but it's unlikely compared to how powerful the Skaven are. Because you can see that one army, not even a good one, click. And this is a faction that cannot get two armies just already immediately, like the Two Kings, because they're already kept at two armies. So it'll take them longer to recover than, for example, Greenskins. Page notes are up. What page notes? What? 1 second. Yes. When 10,000 people clicks at the same time. Wind blasts are good against those guys, or we can just chase them. We can just keep them in the bottleneck here. Those guys actually can get overrun by the cohorts. Yeah, that's fine. We can use the cohorts properly. How this campaign has progressed and what we have unlocked, we came to the point where we're playing Krogar with skin cohorts and Felstagons. And some people say this game has no replay value once you play one or two campaigns of the same faction. When it goes Saurus Demons, like you usually do with Krogar, since no battle skills, we decided to unlock the Felstagons early. We went with a skill that lowers upkeep on the dinosaurs. So we went full dinosaurs instead of Saurus. And we end up with this. I suggest you watch the part 1, it'll make more sense.
Oh my god. Have you seen that shit? Holy shit. What the hell?
Even Saurus without the battle skills would have been better to keep it a couple of Felstagons. But we said like, what the fuck, let's... well, why not? Let's go Dino Stack early. Since I went with a building, the tier 3 building. I feel like it's still better to pick Pterodons and Saurus Warriors with shields. But going Felstagons with Saurus Warriors with shields is also fine. Get more stompiness, a little less versatility. Yeah, Bastildons are poop, they have no offense. They should be put on a tier 2. You know, their cost, you know, if you're gonna get one, you're gonna get a Felstagadon. It's cheap. It's cheap, it's tanky, and that's it. Get cheap terror. It was tier 2, it make more sense. That's the way to fix fellow Bastillans, if you ask me. Just make them tier 2. Cavalry building can easily be fixed. Just put the cold ones on tier 2 and horde ones on tier 4 of the Saurus building. Then you would actually use consider those. Building that building, you have no slots in the beginning. Makes no sense. Those early cavians are battle skills not good either. I will check the patch notes. Just 1 second. I don't think we have the movement for the settlement though, but we could deliver the army that was recruiting in the area. Putting fire on the Blessed Carnosaur gets a good single target attacker fast as well, so when he has a generation, gonna get tracked by that. Let's get some money here. We have a good replenishment. We have an exact enough to ambush, and we will ambush. Maybe they will not see us. So, what do we have? Patch notes. Yeah. We should attack Karakor with Dynamo before going Lost Plateau. What bros they use Chrome? I might send the plague, so having an assassin helps. This place might be fine if it stays like this for 1 turn. This is too expensive to consider. We are at 2 provinces. We control the Devil's Backbone and we control the Kingdom of Beasts. We are sharing the Southland Jungle with Teotihuacan. I do want to take this area here because it's adjacent to the Tower of the Gods for the bonus income, but it's not convenient right now. This is the delayed Dark Elf rework they said they would release, but they didn't when they released the Wood Elves. And they said they would revisit the Warhammer 2 faction. So, how big is the page booker? Do we need like a separate video for it? Huge! I can open the page. Okay, we'll come with a separate video, boys, so I don't have to make a highlight later. We'll check the page notes in about 10 to 20 minutes. Might get a coffee and then I'm gonna read it, boys. Stream will restart. This will be it for the part 2 of, I guess, this campaign for now. I'm getting the 404 error when I refresh. They did mention about revisiting original Warhammer 2 faction back, but I guess it got delayed because of COVID or whatever reason. Or it went too big with the Wood Elves already. Okay, the game just saved here. The stream will be back the moment I can actually load the patch notes. So stay tuned.